What's going on, everybody? My name is Dylan, and I love cinema. And on this channel, we love all things cinema, such as movies, TV shows, mostly horror. Actually, everything I've done on this channel has been horror up to this point. Uh, and today we are going over my favorite horror movie from every year from this last decade. I took this idea from a YouTuber known as Zerk or Zerk. I don't know. I didn't watch his video. I'll be honest. But just from the idea of the title, I thought it was a really cool idea. So I recommend you go check out his. It might be better made than mine. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not really a professional movie uh, watcher, I guess. I just enjoy cinema from a more casual viewing, I guess. But I watch a decent amount of horror movies. So obviously this will start off in 2015 because we are in 2025. Uh, and I'm gonna be honest with you. There's probably going to be a lot of movies on here that you're going to want to be on here, but I probably haven't seen it. I'm gonna be honest. There's some years where I went through a list and I was looking at the horror movies that came out, and I'm like, huh, I missed a lot. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, why is it my favorite horror movie on here? And I'm going to be like, didn't see it. I'm sorry. So how this is going to work is every year I'm going to go through a couple of honorable mentions. We're not going to talk about them. I'm just going to say the name, show the picture. And then I'm going to say which was my favorite horror movie that year. And then I'll tell you a little bit about it. And there was no set number of honorable mentions. There are some years where there are like two, like 2015, because 2015 is a rough year. I had not seen a lot of them. And then there's years where there's like seven. Like 2022, that was a really good year for horror. So, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Don't get too mad at me. This is all objective. This is all opinions. My opinion is not the correct opinion. It is my own. You can disagree. That's okay. So starting off, we have 2015. Our honorable mentions are Insidious 3 and Creep. So you're probably wondering what the winner is, and this one's going to be a hot take. I got Sinister 2. I know. Casual fan over here. And it was really close between Sinister 2 and Insidious 3. But I don't know. I didn't hate Sinister 2. A lot of people hated Sinister 2, but I really liked it. Sinister 2 is a chilling follow-up to the original, blending creepy home movies with dark family drama. It follows a mother and her twin sons who move into a royal house with a sinister history, only to discover they are not as alone as they thought. The film leans into eerie atmosphere, disturbing imagery, and unsettling child-centered horror that keeps you on edge. Perfect for fans of slow burn scares with a twisted punch. I thought Sinister 2 was a good movie. It is not as good as the original, I am not saying that. But I did like it a lot. And I know, like, there was a movie, I think The Witch came out in 2015, which I've heard a lot of people really like. I haven't seen it. So, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit more casual than you. You're better than I am. There's a lot I haven't seen. I haven't even seen The Thing. And I really need to do that. So, moving on to 2016. Our honorable mentions are Purge Election Year, Hush, and Split. Pretty good lineup of movies, to be honest with you. I actually hold a lot of these movies in high regard, but my favorite was The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring 2 takes the terrifying true case formula overseas, following paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren as they face one of their most unsettling hauntings in England. A single mother and her children are plagued by dark forces that seem impossible to escape. With tense atmosphere, spine-chilling scares, and a heavy dose of emotional stakes, this sequel delivers both heart and horror in equal measure. The Conjuring 2 was really good. Once again, the original was better, but I feel like The Conjuring 1 and 2 are really good movies. After that, it's a little bit up in the air. I think we can all agree on that. But Conjuring 1 and 2 I thought were really good. So The Conjuring 2 wins for 2016 for me. Also, as I go through this list, if you guys watched my first video where I went over my top 10 favorite horror movies, there's going to be some repeats on here, because a lot of them were relatively recent. So if you've seen that movie, you got the inside scoop on some of the winners of this year's. which moves me on to 2017. The honorable mentions are The Ritual, Happy Death Day, Get Out, The Babysitter, and Annabelle Creation. Honestly, a really good year for horror. I mean, Get Out was great. I had a lot of fun with Happy Death Day. The Ritual is just a good chill movie. It's on Netflix. I really like The Babysitter. I really like both the Babysitter movies. I know they didn't land with everyone. I liked them a lot. I thought they were pretty good. And Annabelle Creation, in my opinion, is the best Annabelle. So, pretty good year for horror. But it takes the cake because it is my favorite movie ever. The remake, 2017. It's a banger. It reimagines Stephen King's classic tale of childhood fears following a group of kids in a small town who band together when a sinister, shape-shifting entity begins to prey on them. Beneath the terrifying encounters and nightmare-inducing clown imagery, the film captures the power of friendship, courage, and facing your deepest fears. It's both heartfelt and horrifying, making a standout in modern horror. I love It 2017. I think it's a perfect movie. I could watch it again and again. I absolutely love It 2017. And I feel like a lot of people like that movie. If you don't love it, that's fine, but I feel like you like it at the very least, if you're like a horror fan. But yeah, It 2017, if you've seen my past videos, it was not a surprise. Moving on to 2018. This one also has a couple movies. So, our honorable mentions are Quiet Place, Hereditary, Halloween, Incident in Ghostland, Truth or Dare, Strangers Pray at Night, and The Nun. And the winner is Bird Box. Bird Box is a tense survival thriller where an unseen force drives people to madness if they look at it. The story follows a mother and her two children navigating a dangerous post-apocalyptic world while blindfolded, relying on only sound and instinct, blending suspense, mystery, and emotional intensity. It's a gripping ride about survival, fear, and the lengths a parent will go to protect their family. 2018 was a pretty good year for horror. I think the strongest year, in my opinion, so far was 2017. But Bird Box is such a good movie. I mean, it was great. I don't know how a lot of people viewed Bird Box. Barcelona was fine, but the original Bird Box was very good. Which moves us on to 2019. Our honorable mentions are Midsommar, Ready or Not, Eli, Ma, In the Tall Grass, and It Chapter 2. Pretty solid year for horror, but our winner is Us. Us is a mind-bending horror thriller that drives into the terror of coming face to face with your own worst enemy, yourself. A family's vacation turns into a nightmare when their eerie doubles appear, bringing chaos and blood-chilling suspense, mixing social commentary with a razor-sharp tension. It's both unsettling and thought-provoking, leaving you questioning what truly lurks beneath the surface. So as such, 2019 was another pretty solid year. So far, I still think 2017 still takes the cake, but it was close. Which moves us on to 2020, the pandemic. Our honorable mentions are Spree, Babysitter Killer Queen, A Quiet Place 2, and Love and Monsters, which Love and Monsters is borderline horror. I don't know, I wouldn't say it's full horror, but it was pretty good. And the winner of 2020 was The Hunt. The Hunt is a darkly satirical thriller that flips the idea of a survival game on its head. A group of strangers wake up in a remote location, only realize they're being hunted for sport by the mysterious elite. Blending sharp social commentary with brutal action and twisted humor, the film keeps you guessing who's really in control. The Hunt was personally, it made my top 10. I mean, if I went and redid my top 10 now, I don't know where everything would land. There's a lot of horror movies that I really like. I just kind of made that top 10 pretty quick. I feel like a lot of them stand. The Hunt is a very good movie. I think it takes a different stance on things, so it's different. I think that's why I made it. But 2021, this was a pretty good year for horror. So starting off with our honorable mentions, we have all three of the Fear Streets, Old, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City, The Conjuring: The Devil Made Me Do It, and Halloween Kills. Pretty solid year. I know a lot of people didn't love Halloween Kills. I know a lot of people didn't love The Devil Made Me Do It. I thought they were good movies. And obviously the winner for 2021 is The Black Phone. The Black Phone is a tense supernatural thriller about a kidnapped boy who discovers an old disconnected phone in his captor's basement. To his shock, it begins ringing with voices from the past, previous victims determined to help him survive, mixing suspense, eerie atmosphere, and a dash of the paranormal. The film delivers a chilling story of fear, resilience, and the fight to escape the darkness. I mean, The Black Phone was revolutionary. I feel like everyone loves that movie, for the most part. Everyone I know loves that movie. The Black Phone was very, very good. I would watch it again and again. It is a, dare I say, a classic in its own realm? I don't know. But I thought it was very good. Which moves us on to 2022, where we got some movies here. Starting off with our honorable mentions, we have Nope, The Menu, Barbarian, Pearl, Halloween Ends, Choose or Die, Bodies, 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 Speak No Evil, Scream, and Violent Night. That might be my best year for horror, in my opinion, so far. In, this little video. 2022 was a stacked year, and the winner is Smile. Smile is a psychological horror that turns an everyday expression into pure nightmare fuel. After witnessing a traumatic incident, a therapist is haunted by an eerie curse that spreads through unsettling grins and relentless dread. With creeping tension, jump scares that linger, and a sense of paranoia that builds to a breaking point, the film makes you question whether that smile across the room is friendly or fatal. Yeah, I love Smile. Smile is a definitive top 10 horror movie for me. I thought it was very well made. I think it did its job very effectively. I don't think I'd be able to handle, if I was in that universe, I'm dead. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That thing lives in your head. Like, what are you gonna do? Which moves us on to 2023. Honorable mentions are Five Nights at Freddy, The Nun 2, Insidious Red Door, Late Night with the Devil, The Last Voyage to Demeter, and Scream 6. With the winner being, no surprise to, if you've seen that other video, no surprise to you, Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise brings the iconic horror franchise into a new blood-soaked setting, a cramped city apartment. When an old book unleashes terrifying demonic forces, two estranged sisters and their family are thrown into a nightmarish fight for survival. With relentless gore, claustrophobic tension, and a brutal mix of chaos and emotion, it's a modern spin on the series that proves evil can rise anywhere. I loved Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead from 2014, I believe it was, barely didn't make this video, was very good as well. I haven't seen the original Evil Deads, and I know I need to because I've heard great things. But I'm ready for Evil Dead Burn. It comes out, I don't know if it comes out this year or next, but I am very excited. Now we move on to 2024. This was another good year for horror. A lot of bangers are being made here lately. So our honorable mentions are The Substance, Immaculate, Abigail, The Deliverance, Blink Twice, Don't Move, Quiet Place Day 1, and Longlegs. I know for a lot of people it's The Substance or Longlegs. For me, it's Smile 2. Smile 2 picks up the terrifying lore from Smile and drags it deeper into chaos. The sequel follows a Grammy-winning pop star, Sky Riley, who's trying to make a comeback. But as she steps back into the spotlight, the horrifying Smile entity reemerges, bringing with it uncanny grins, hallucinations, and mounting terror. Overwhelmed by the pressures of fame and her own past, she must find a way to break the curse before it destroys her and everyone around her. But yeah, Smile 2 was really good. A lot of people said it was better than Smile 1. I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if that's a hot take. I thought it was very good. I feel like they are very close, neck and neck. I think I like the original just a little bit more. Just my opinion. Calm down. Don't get mad at me. It's just my opinion. And that moves us on to 2025, which, I'm going to be honest, there's some heavy hitters I have not seen this year. That's why they're not on this list. Such as Weapons and Sinners. I know. What am I doing? I've seen a couple. And the reason I waited on this video is because I wanted to see at least some of the heavy hitters I wanted to see. I know FNAF 2 hasn't came out yet, you know, stuff like that. But with the ones I have seen this year, our honorable mentions are Until Dawn, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Hard Eyes, and The Long Walk. And you're like, The Long Walk didn't win? What won? The Black Phone 2 won. I really liked it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought it was really good. I just seen The Black Phone 2 in theaters like 3 days ago. I liked it a lot. I don't know. I was watching that movie and I almost thought it was better than the original, but I think I'm gonna lean with the original. But it was just such a fun movie. It was such a good movie. Whenever I heard that they were making a sequel, I was very confused. I was also intrigued. And let me say it exceeded all expectations. I don't feel like it was like super needed for the timeline, but it was such, as I said, a fun movie. It takes more of like a Nightmare on Elm Street approach, but I think it works, to be honest with you. I thought it was really cool. Like the going back and forth between the dream world and reality, I thought it was really cool. I think they did that very well. I also like that it took the grabber away from like the small town and like to like a church camp, like just in a remote location. At first I was like, is that gonna work? But I'm gonna be honest, it does. Like it is a really well done movie. I think it's a great movie, and I think you should go watch it if you haven't. I know some people are regarding it as like top notch, and I know some people are like, it was fine. A lot of people felt like it wasn't necessary. I can see that. I don't feel like it was super necessary to like the timeline, but I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a really good movie. I enjoyed a lot of it. I also liked that there was like no like gross CGI. It was mostly like practical stuff. I think they did really well with that. I felt like the plot was really good. With some things, you know, take it, leave it. But I don't know. And you know, I know there's an argument for The Long Walk. It was a very hard decision because The Long Walk is very effective for the heartbreaking ending. You knew it was going to happen, though. I mean, the rules are pretty laid out for you at the beginning. You know, only one person is completing that walk. I feel like the acting in both are really good. Could probably lean if you want to say that The Long Walk has better acting, I'm not gonna hate you for it because I don't think that's a bad take. But I feel like the acting in both was phenomenal. But I just lean the Black Phone 2's way. It just fits the type of horror I like a little bit more. But The Long Walk was a very good movie. Like, don't get me wrong, it is like 1A, 1B. But yeah, that is my favorite horror movie and honorable mentions from every year this last decade. If you guys like this video, I could even go further back. We could do like 1980 to like 2014. I'd be willing to do that. I could probably, if I haven't seen a movie every year, I'll go watch a movie just to make sure. Yeah, that's my opinions. You know, burn me at the stake in the comments. I don't know. Do what you will. That's just my opinion. I imagine you've seen most of these. I feel like most of these are pretty big names. But if you haven't, I'd recommend every single movie I said. Some are definitely better than others. We'll leave it at that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.